Reading from Love is Enough, Part 5. Seaside, broken bits of shells and sand, blowing, erasing all footsteps, directionless. There is no one to wander or to be lost or found. Home is a dream of joy and sorrow, where no one leaves or returns. Time is an echo of all the stories you never heard, reverberating in a nautilus shell, spinning daydreams into a fabric of sound. The roar of the ocean calls your name. There is no one to answer. It is your own love, your own beauty, echoing. A soundless repetition, moving your lips, your heart to sing. Lyrical dreams of light and wonder, shimmering reflections of unspeakable beauty, and dreams of dark, deep canyons where the sun rarely shines. Two are never separate nor joined. The dream is as real as it seems. Golden finch slides through the morning. Her shadow slides through my fingers. This song slides through our minds. We are the stories we share. Sharing is the beauty. This is the love we live in. We can never see it. We are it. It seems that I arise in the longing to share this, knowing this perspective can never be shared, knowing there are no others, and no one to sing or hear her echo across the great divide, and yet we seem to arise in the empty space in between us, reflections, dancing in love as love through love, this dance of soundless echoes in the vastness of light without light, space without space, emptiness without emptiness. We are these stories of deep, deep sorrow and overarching joy, of a little girl who wept at the beauty and awe of being, and who believed she had lost it, and wept for 40 years, and realized one day that love was never hers to give or lose. Love had always sung her lines as it erased them, and calling it love is the dream, as it all is. Yet love is the closest of kisses, but it cannot kiss itself. All words paint a kaleidoscope of colors and shapes, a moving, swirling dream ballet falling through echoes of watercolors. This twirling reflection falls through its own pirouette and leaves no wake or shadow. The letters from seekers who are the belief that there is a self that can be or should be erased reminds me of the pain. Yet it grows more distant with each passing year, and I weep that they feel that there is something wrong, that they are wrong and lacking, and that I have something that they do not. I see everyone, including this imaginary dancer, as most beautifully innocent. As no one is wearing the clothes of belief, no one lies under this gorgeous nakedness which so many fear. No one chooses their beautiful colors, as there is no one wearing a self. No one has a self. There is only this dream dancing, this dream of infinite wonder, dreaming itself. Shadows of liquid lace flow in the morning sun, floating mirage of light and dark and colors. Love is not just one color or separate colors, not just one note or separate notes. We are the chorus of all voices, all hearts, all songs, lost and found in infinite echoes, touching in the intervals between notes, between words, where there is no between, or words, or music, or you, or me, or love. The dream crochetets me as I crochet the dream, amazed at my hands and the soft yarn and the hard crochet hook gliding, how my fingers apply just the right pressure and my fingertips swirl with the breezes in the garden. I fall into flowers blooming and the scent of distant rainbows soaring over the desert. Echoes of forgotten love songs stream through the morning, slide through my fingers onto the screen. Softly, softly, love sings her silent song. You cannot hear your beauty. gently singing rainbows. Wings of morning dissolve into feathers of light, painting the magic of shine and shadow. Colors flow through this mind stream. Thought sings. Echoes of echoes bloom into a flowing dreamscape of canyons and mountains and the rising sun. Wind paints a flowing carpet of flowers. Thought paints the wind and sun and my morning song. All is reflected light. There is no source, no place from which you came, nor tomorrow to where you will go. No one to walk along these empty beaches, combing the sands for sea songs. Words filter out things like waves and water, and vast, vast oceans from not even nothing. Lassos of thought capture things like you and me and we. Thought dances to its own melody. There are no notes, there is no music. There is no thing called thought without thought. And here we are in this ballet of light and shadow, reflections of reflections. We arise only in each other's love light. Such infinite beauty of this touch, our eyes and the world, our hearts and this love, this constant kiss of what was never apart, nor can ever be joined. Love's beautiful wings soar through love. This seamless beauty of sound and silence, light and shadow, never separate, never joined, never together, never alone. We are not broken shadows longing for the light. In the marrow of your heart, there is a seamless love, melting all imaginary division, living and breathing in the spaces in between, where light dances and love sings. You can hear her song always, but her words cannot be found. It is in the morning streaming through my window, the last cherry blossoms falling, the first finches gathering at the feeders, the hush before the world begins, and the traffic pouring down the streets. In your very own heartbeat, wings of love soar. She has no time or place when she is, or when she is not. There are no words for this seamless beauty, this love that has no words, yet is a word. It arises in the sharing of it, yet it can never be shared, for it cannot be held. Love seems to hold you, hold me, hold all and everything in her tender embrace, playing, laughing, weeping, in this dream of infinite wonder, dreaming itself. The language of love cannot be understood, for it has no words. Every words sing it. Every letter is a love letter, written with tears and smiles. Yet no hand can hold this pen, no heart can hold this love. It explodes and implodes, erasing all sides. There is no middle, just an imaginary space that has no space, where we lose and find ourselves in the dancing. We are this shared dream of lovers dancing, falling in love with love, caressed from the inside and out. Love erases our lines and paints us, a three-dimensional love dream, extending infinitely everywhere and nowhere, directionless, homeless, without time or space. Spinning galaxies, arms and hands and hearts, reaching out to touch, and finding our own reflection, drenched in our own tears, saturated in our own beauty, swooning into our own love. You are the wonder of morning song, the sweep of dawn, brushing light and shadow into the garden, painting infinite hues of color and sound, reds and oranges and a million shades in between, finch song and silence, and the myriad songs of wind, soaring through trees, breathing, the swell and ebb of this indescribable fullness of emptiness. You are the eyes painting beauty where there was not even darkness. Slowly, slowly, roses open, yellows and violets and their velvet softness shimmering through the fisheye lens of dew, grapevines growing, tiny feathered leaves like insects, and full ones, long tendrils reaching, draping the garden path with flowers flowing, the hum and hush of cricket song, hidden in the shadows under the rosebush, yesterday's petals falling into faded autumn leaves. All things are painted by memory, yet enlivened by awe of this obvious freshness. Life sings through your heart, your breath, your lips. It isn't in you, it is you. And in the sharing of this beauty, we become it. In the sharing, we realize we have never been separate from each other, never separate from this love. We can never see or hold this beauty, this love. It is us. I am the dream of the full moon rising, within me, without me. I am a dream of reflections, of moonlight shimmering on the ocean, ripples of centerless love sliding through the night, coming from nowhere, going nowhere. There is no edge to this love, no shore to this ocean. Love cannot be lost nor found. It is the ebb and flow of sound and silence, without sound, without silence. I am infinite echoes of all the songs I have ever heard or longed to hear. I am the music that pierced my heart long ago. It is your song, it is mine. It has no words or melody, yet it is felt and known without knowing how or why. There is no looking to find it. There is no one to find it or lose it. It is everywhere and nowhere. It has no beginning nor end, yet it is endlessly reverberating, a symphony of wonder, listening to itself through these eyes, these ears, and this unowned heart. Dawn blooms in the garden. There is no one inside or outside the light. First birds appear in the telling of them. There is no distance between their song and you. You both exist only in a wondrous story that has no beginning or end. All rhythm is a ghostly sonata of everyone's voices, where no one is singing or listening. There is no space between the gurgle of the coffee maker, the refrigerator hum, and the sound of my husband taking a shower, my fingers sliding across the keys, and the pink and purple petunias, delicate petals in the morning breeze. There is no space between you and me, only the imaginary spaces between these words. It doesn't feel like there is a someone inside the dream or outside, nor like there is a me separate from what is going on or not separate. There is no one to be separate or melt into rainbows. Yet there is a curious, surreal dream of flowers blooming, the vibrancy, the zing of this fairy tale life, of a girl who was swallowed by sky and seems to dance upon the earth, singing of the wonder of light. Yet there is no knowing or not knowing what light is. A million birds inside my heart sang and sang and sang, and exploded into this wildfire of love, this winged joy of infinite feathers. Softly, viciously, love erased all lines in her delicious unraveling of all my love letters, ripping apart all the words and all the empty spaces, leaving not even nothing. I am a soaring ballet of rainbow winds, flowing through infinite hues of color. Wind sings wind songs. Love sings itself. There is no sky. There is nothing but sky. It's all love, and not even that. Leaves fall in the depths of summer. Long rivers of light bathe in the winds of no tomorrow. There are no sides to love. Here, too, are tears. Ancient rivers flow through my mind. Thought paints color into this dream of echoes, sliding through a storyland of endless tomorrows that will never come. A hint of something lost beckons. It calls your name in the backbeat of songs. Words dissolve in the mirage they paint, running through themselves, melting oceans of sky and skies into oceans. Memory kisses you into this lover's dance. Colors that cannot be seen are heard, sparkling through this sublime unknowing, but they can never be found. They are as real as the sky in last night's dream. I am the soaring of infinite wonderment, flowers dipped in moon song. No thing can be found or lost. There are no things. I am as real as love and you. Tall pecan trees breathe in the canyon winds, swell and dance in infinite beauty. Leafy tops paint the delicate fingers of wind. Flowing lace of greens and blues swallow all ideas of separate leaves and sky and wind. I sit and crochet as light and shadow and wind flow through me, and I am light and shadow and wind, dancing, lost in the enchantment of this sensuous display. Sometimes I find myself watching, suspended as wordless wonder. Sometimes I find my hands moving, yellow flowers blooming. Golden finches swirl and loop through the garden. I can hear them singing in the roses. Sleek black cowbird with his gurgling hum announces himself at the feeder. Ruffled feathers dancing. I read the girls like that. So do I. I am the love of this dancing, swirling, twirling love song. Echoes of gardens past color the gaze of dawn with infinite shades of reds and yellows and more that have never been separate nor joined. Every word paints a thing. Things are words like you and me and love. This dream of infinite wonderment kisses all and everything into a dance where no one leads and no one follows. It is a call and answer love song without voices. In between sound and silence is a love song, heard in everyone's heart. I am echoes of echoes, lost in this sublime enchantment, dissolving in the gaze of transparent moon. We are the kiss of an imaginary inside and an imaginary outside. We are words and phrases, circling, spiraling, spilling light into each other's eyes. It seems a glimpse of this evokes longing and fear, a longing to slip into that delicious unknowingness, and a fear that there are no things to know, nor anyone to know or understand. Often philosophies and religions are sought to explain it, a unifying force, or God, or source, or awareness, or consciousness, some unchanging unifying thing that seems to create these things and glue them together. You and me and love and beauty are made up. We arise only in each other's love light. Beauty arises in the sharing of it. In your beautiful eyes I recognize myself, our wondrous humanness, this unfathomable love. This undeniable aliveness shimmers in the imaginary spaces in between us as we melt, together, alone. Light into light, space into space, emptiness into emptiness, love into love. Without light, without space, without emptiness, without love. Knowing this made-up conceptual world, this wondrous dream of dancing light and shadow and colors blooming, is the dance where we live, and love is love. Love is knowing that there are no separate things, no separate events, no self and no others, and no one to know that. It erases all imaginary lines, and yet I seem to arise in the loving of you. We arise in each other's love light. I am the loving of you. Love erases our imaginary lines and draws them. We are the longing to touch, knowing we never can. I am the knowing that I can never speak of this or share this thing that is not a thing, as every word seems to chase it away. Words create even beauty and love. This feels like love falling through and into love, a circular love dance spiraling outward and inward without direction or movement or love. Without thought writing the story of you and your life, there is no you. It may feel like there is something underneath this thought dream. I believe that that is the feeling that this is, you are, love is a thought dream. It is a feeling that there can be no knowing or understanding or any solidity or certitude and no one to have it. Yet now that I have sung of it, it is a thing, and there are none. For us, this shared dream of separation is all that we can ever know. We are it. Words are transparent snapshots of a river, appearing and dissolving simultaneously. They cannot be held, as hands are the water flowing. River is a word, water is a word, love is a word. Not even nothing can be found outside the thought stream. There is no outside without thought. I am a river of thought. It has no beginning or end. It paints my edges and middle, eddies and whirlpools, clear and cloudy places, warm shallows and cool depths, roaring rapids and slow meanderings. Easefully it flows all by itself, sublime, sensuous liquidity. Love flows. My story, which felt so real and solid, became a hauntingly beautiful love song, drifting through the window of a car, streaming down the road late at night. The words are familiar, yet I cannot pick them out from the roar of the engine and tires. It could be anyone's love song or no one's. It could be in any language, any tongue, any heart, all hearts. Familiar and new, memory blends with the wind and the dark and the wonder of unknowing. I could see the light of the high beams slide over distant hills as it disappears into the dark, and the magical glow of the taillights fading. And there is no one standing or listening outside of the song. Echoes of sky. We are echoes of sky, flowing through sky. A million photographs of wind, sailing through wind reflection. Pictures of you and your world, transparent thought dreams, origami wings unfold into sky. We are the song of love's enchantment with love, lost and found in this dream of echoes, this infinite dream of love, dreaming itself. Love carves the wind into a song that sings your name. You can hear it calling you. You reach for the words you cannot capture or hear. You can feel it in the treetops weaving sky into lace, words you heard long ago, when your world was just being broken into infinite pieces, and sky was shattered into countless shards of blue, and beauty was floating somewhere in between you and the sky, and happiness was a gallery of tomorrows behind the bars of freedom, and love was countless arrows shot at the sun. Wind sings of wind, sky sings of sky, and love sings all songs, and erases the words just as the music is heard, so as not to forget, so as not to remember, just so. Love sings your name, and it sounds like love. Life sings itself, self-arising and simultaneously self-erasing. Shared, learned words provide our uniqueness, infinite arrangements of a story that flows from birth to death. Every word evokes a unique, swirling collage of memory, painting a flowing dream of a person soaring against a fabricated backdrop of time and space, the curtain that is always closing. And we are bathed in the same colors of sunset, bathed in love's beauty, that we recognize in each other's eyes. It is our shared humanness that we see and love. We arise in each other's love light. We are the song of morning, bathed in morning song. What is the distance between you and these words, between you and the wind, dancing? What is wind but a word? Under the word there is not even nothing. There are no hands to capture, no hearts without words. How I gathered words that seemed to hold an ineffable magic, so that I might drink them and hold them, become the magic I longed for. The magic is the words, the story that writes itself, this very dream song flowing through your head, painting light and shadow and colors. I am a flowing gallery of stories. Every word evokes infinite thought dreams, an edgeless world of edges, immeasurably rich and lush. There is no fixed and solid persona, no person inside the thought dream at all. There is no center to the swirling. We are galaxies of infinite star songs, flowing portraits of mirrored radiance. Our arms reach out and we can never touch, but we seem to bathe in each other's light. I am the stories we share. The imaginary lines have been seen through. They are no longer felt. And this is the magic, the love I longed for. My cave of moonlight was ripped into shreds of sorrow. Tears melted my body into the ground. Earth and sky dissolved into sorrow's song. Echoes of what was never heard filled the dawn. My song is a sublime melancholy of infinite stars, never touching, always shining, their death unseen for eons. We are the shimmering in between, a primordial dance erupting in an ocean of starlight, cold and hot, and every nuance of color. It is a love that calls and answers itself in this enchantment of words. This love is light years away from joy and sorrow and love. Poems cannot read themselves. They must be sung and heard. Without you, I have no song. There is no singer. We are the dancing in between, this call and answer love song. How vast and vacant the night, tumbling through the forest of dreams, through the roof, through the ceiling, through your skin, gathering your aloneness into a bouquet of emptiness, washing light and darkness away. Where is the skin between you and this great aloneness? Where is the line between you and the wind? Where is the feeling of wind? Where does love abide? In your heart? In your mind? Or is it in the wind and moonlight, softly, slowly, dancing, filigree of leaf shadows, pirouetting on the street? One robin in the dark, an hour before the chorus, first tires on the road, inseparable from wind song. Maybe it's the ocean, leagues upon leagues away, where an empty shell lies, waiting for your ears to listen again to the wind. And we are forever falling in and as and through love, without time or place or anywhere to go, without anyone to give love or anyone to receive it. You cannot hide your wind-swept heart from sky mirror. It is only wind dancing with itself. You cannot hide love. It is not yours or mine. It cannot be found or lost. It is as real as yesterday's wind, softly caressing your cheek, and as real as the fire that burnt your dog-eared collection of poems, where you looked and looked for love's enchantment, not knowing you were the spell that love cast upon the river, just to see her reflection swirling. Love bathes in infinite rainbows through colors painted by your eyes. This is the beauty that you are, but can never see, as you are love's unfathomable beauty, swooning into her own reflection. I catch a glimpse of myself in your eyes. We are reflected light, infinitely disappearing, shimmering, wetness. Dew on the morning grasses, echoes of tears, falling silently into the hush of your wind-swept heart. How deep was the sky when it fell through your vastness? What happened to your hands as they dissolved into sky? What happened to your heart as love lost its anchor and the moon and stars swooned into the brilliance of love's infinite light? What happened to the spaces between us when our stories merged and we disappeared into each other's beauty? How wondrous this recognition of our sublime humanness. There is not even nothing here without your echo, without your song. I am not. Moon rests gently in her own arms, rocking in the cradle of night. I do not mourn her departure. I am the silence of her echo, drenched in ocean. I am a memory of moonlight, dancing on the waves, the song of tides, swelling and ebbing, and seabirds unseen, sleeping on the sands. Breath of ocean, waters, mountain, flowers. I am moonlight raining, tender shoots rising, pale buds opening, infinite shades of yellow exploding into sun. We are an exquisite dream of light and dark and color. Lines are drawn around shapes and moments, and it is in this dream of time, between the vastness of eternity and utter emptiness, where echoes dance, and hands slide across a keyboard singing moonlight songs. We are holographic images streaming through an imaginary river of space and time, dancing as moonlight does, shimmering echoes of reflected light. And I am but an echo of an empty shell, drowning in sky reflection, bleached of all its luster, picked up and discarded by a small girl as she scoured the sand looking for magic, ravaged by ocean song and the endless silence of memory. I am the heartache of losing my shadow and the hands and heart that danced with it. I am endless, breathtaking sunrise and simultaneous sunset as it flows through me. I am the absence of color and a scintillating pirouette of infinite rainbows, waltzing through a watercolor dreamscape without beginning or end or any ground to dance upon. A painting without a canvas, slipping through its own colors, dripping softly into a poem that disappears as soon as the letters are deciphered. Words dripping knives across a screen, shattering endless blue into shards of sky, mirroring the sublime heartache of the blooming of love and beauty and their demise. Songs are waterfalls of words, pouring through words. Joy and sorrow and love slip into sublime emptiness, as emptiness dissolves into love. Through the hedge and wind, I can hear children laughing. I can almost see them playing. I am sorrow and joy and awe and love rippling. There are no separate feelings or things. No one wears these transparent clothes of wonder. Love swallowed all and everything, even love. There never was a mountain. And now life feels like love beyond any ideas of love, an ecstatic, sensuous dance, a seamless, edgeless flow of light flowing through light, an exquisite pirouette of mind-blowing beauty, infinite flowers blooming. Yet all these words are merely the wind, stirring fallen petals across the barren ground. Trying to peer between the words when space is a word, when word is a word, when between is a word. Yet I was the trying to capture an unseen magic. Life was felt to be a mystery that needed solving, a foreign language that I could not hear. I knew there had to be a code I could find the key to. But as this unfathomable magic was all in everything, sung in every key, including the feeling that it was not, it could not be captured into the word magic, or in any specific words at all. All words fell apart into letters, indecipherable out of context. All words reference other words. There is no solid ground upon which life is written, no hand that writes us, no script to follow or read. Simply love letters written by no one, heard by everyone in this language of love, written with sky reflection, dissolving into an echo of sky. My eyes drowned in tears, slowly, slowly, washing away shadow and the light and the nothing in between. Moon slides through the horizon, kisses her reflection on the other side of sky. Love slides through her own reflection, kisses herself through your eyes. Love is not a word you can hang your hat on. It is not a noun. There are no nouns. It is a movement. Movement is a word. Wind in the pines swirls in updrafts and downdrafts and is caught in the next tree for an empty breath to sing. Wind in the cottonwoods is held on the in-breath, and the tree explodes on the exhale. Sky lays flowing in infinite, ungraspable patterns of an indecipherable thing called beauty. Its beauty being that there is no knowing what beauty is, or why we love it so. If wind is a word, who can translate it into a language we can understand? We are a dance of words, transparent photographs of wind. Death is a noun, grief is a verb. The morning birds are singing, and the wind is dead. I call this love, this vast emptiness that has drowned the world of words, as words circle around an empty breath and sing me into the dream, where wind dances and love magically appears. No one knows what love is. That is why we love it so. Enlightenment is not something that happens to you or by you or from you. It really has nothing to do with you. It is truly an empty prize for no one. For can you find the beginning and an end of thought? Can you find the beginning and an end of a moment? Are there separate thoughts? Are there separate moments? Perhaps there is no one separate from this flowing thought stream, or from this ever-emerging, ever-disappearing momentary. Perhaps that great, deep fear you have of this transparent emptiness is true. Perhaps there are no things. Perhaps there is no you. This dream does not arise from nothingness. It does not arise from emptiness. It is emptiness itself, and it cannot be captured or held. You cannot step outside of it and add something to it. You can't take something out of it. Where would it go? And you can look, and you may see that, yes, there is no outside to what's going on, and no inside.